Smart English Podcast. Okay, quick test. 3 questions, answer fast, no thinking. Question 1. A friend asks you to help them move house. On the same day you'd planned a whole day just for yourself. What do you say?
I say yes, obviously. That's what friends do. My day for myself, it can wait. It always waits. My days for myself have been waiting since about 2019. At this point, I'm not even sure I remember how to have one.
Question 2. You're exhausted, completely drained, and someone calls asking for a favor. What do you say?
I say yes, and then I resent them for it, and then I feel guilty for resenting them, and then I do the favor anyway. It's a full emotional journey every single time. I should sell tickets. Come watch Jake say yes and regret it.
A full emotional journey. And question 3, the important one. When was the last time you did something just for you, without feeling guilty about it?
I can't remember. I genuinely can't remember. And that's the most honest answer I've given all year.
And there it is. 3 questions and we found the problem without even naming it yet. I have a feeling you already know what it is.
I do, and I don't like it. I think I know exactly what the problem is, and I suspect it's been running my life for about 15 years, which is honestly a very long time to be running in the wrong direction.
Then let's not run from it. You've just told me your whole system. Yes to everyone, nothing for you, guilt as the price of everything. Where do you think that started?
Probably when I was a kid. Being the helpful one got me praised. What a good boy, always helping. And I learned that my value was tied to being needed. The moment I stopped being useful, I felt like I'd lost my worth. So I kept being useful, and useful, and useful, until useful was the only version of me I knew.
And hey, English learners, welcome back to the English Learning Podcast. If you've just joined us, you've walked into the middle of a small crisis. Jake has just failed a 3-question test about doing things for himself. I'm Emma, and this is Jake, professional people pleaser. And that's our topic today, choosing yourself first. So Jake, after that test, what's the honest diagnosis?
The honest diagnosis is that I've built my whole life around being useful. If someone needs me, I go. If someone asks, I say yes. And somewhere along the way, I decided that saying no would make me a bad person, so I never do it.
And that's the belief we should unpack, that saying no makes you bad. We're raised to believe our value is in what we give, not in what we are. And then we spend our whole lives giving until there's nothing left. We turn ourselves into vending machines. Press the button, get the kindness.
Exactly. And the cruel part? The people we give to most don't always notice. I remember staying late at work for months, covering for everyone, and when the review came, nothing, not a mention. I'd poured myself out and nobody even saw the empty cup. I don't think they were being mean. They just stopped seeing me as a person with limits.
Ouch, the empty cup. And that's the image I want to hold on to. You can't pour from an empty cup. If you give everything away, there's nothing left for anyone, including you.
And the quiet resentment? That's the part we don't talk about. When you give and nobody notices, the giving turns bitter. I got so good at helping that I forgot I also needed help. And when I finally needed it, there was nobody. Because I'd taught everyone I didn't need anything.
That's the hidden cost, isn't it? You don't just lose your energy, you lose the ability to ask for help. You've trained everyone to believe you're fine, and then you're surprised when nobody offers you a hand. We built that wall, and then we stood behind it feeling lonely.
Exactly. I made myself so reliable that nobody thought to check on me. And then I resented them for not checking. It was my own trap, and I'd built it myself. One yes at a time.
So let's hear it from both sides. You said you know this from experience too, Emma. Tell me your story.
I was the yes person at my old job. Every extra task, every weekend shift, every Emma can do it. I did it. I told myself I was being a team player. And then one winter, I got really sick, and I was out for 3 weeks.
And what happened while you were away? Because I can guess, but I want to hear it.
The work just got redistributed. The projects carried on. And when I came back, nobody even mentioned that I'd been gone. I'd spent 2 years making myself essential, and I was completely replaceable. It broke something in me, honestly. Not the sickness. That was nothing. The silence when I returned. That's what broke me.
That's a hard story, and I'm guessing it changed something in you.
Everything. I stopped saying yes automatically. The first time I said no, I can't take that on, my voice shook, I apologized 3 times, and I nearly explained my whole life story. I followed it with a half-hour explanation of why I deserved to say no. But I said it, and the world didn't end. The sun came up the next day.
The sun came up. That's the bar we're aiming for, saying no without the planet exploding. So what did that moment teach you?
That the fear of saying no is bigger than the saying of it. The anticipation is worse than the sentence. People say no all the time, and it's fine. I'd built it up into this terrifying thing, and it was just a word, 2 letters. I'd given 2 letters more power than they deserved for most of my adult life.
And I suspect you have a story of your own to match mine. Go on, what's yours?
It's a friendship. We'd been close for years, and I was always the one who gave, lending him money, listening to his problems at any hour, dropping everything when he called. And I told myself that's what friendship was: generous, selfless, one-sided. Turns out I'd confused friendship with a donation.
And what was it, actually?
One-sided. I finally tested it. I needed help one weekend, something small, and he wasn't available. And then he wasn't available the next time either. And I realized the friendship only worked in one direction. When I stopped giving, it just faded.
Ouch. So the friendship ended because you stopped being useful. And I bet that felt like proof that you were only valuable when you gave.
It didn't end with a fight. It just dissolved. And for a while, I blamed myself. If I'd been a better friend. But no, I was a great friend. I was the only one being a friend. And that's not friendship. That's being a service.
Being a service. That's painful but honest. So choosing yourself first in that situation meant letting the friendship go, even though it hurt.
Exactly. And that's the part nobody tells you about choosing yourself. Sometimes it costs you people. Sometimes the boundary, the line you draw around what you'll accept, makes someone walk away. And that's the test. If they only stayed for what you gave, they were never really there.
Okay, but here's where I want to push back. Isn't choosing yourself first selfish? What about being kind?
I was waiting for that question, and here's my answer. There's a difference between being kind and being a doormat. Kindness is a choice. You give because you have plenty, and it feels good. Being a doormat is a habit. You give because you're scared of what happens if you stop. One is generosity. The other is fear wearing a smile.
So the test is the why. Why are you giving? From fullness or from fear?
Exactly. And here's the other thing. Choosing yourself first isn't choosing yourself instead of everyone. It's choosing yourself so you can actually be there for everyone. The oxygen mask on the plane, you put yours on first, then you help the person next to you.
The oxygen mask. Every flight attendant in the world has been giving the same life advice and we never noticed. And what about the people who genuinely need you? There's a difference between being needed and being taken advantage of, isn't there? Because I don't want anyone walking away from this episode feeling guilty for helping.
Huge difference. Being needed is human. We all need each other. Being taken advantage of is when it's always one way. The question is balance, not purity. You can be generous and have boundaries. They're not opposites. The boundaries are what keep the generosity real.
So why is it so hard then? Why do we feel guilty just thinking about putting ourselves first?
I think guilt is the mechanism. We've been trained to feel guilty when we prioritize ourselves, like we're stealing time that belongs to other people. And we've internalized it. Nobody has to guilt trip me. I do it to myself before anyone else gets the chance.
So how do you tell the difference between healthy guilt and the unhelpful kind? Because not all guilt is bad.
Healthy guilt is when you've actually hurt someone. That's information, and it tells you to make it right. Unhelpful guilt is when you've done nothing wrong, but you feel bad anyway. because you said no, or took a break, or chose yourself. That guilt is a lie. It's old training talking.
And there's a phrase for that. Guilt is a compass. But it's a compass you have to check. Is this guilt pointing at something real, or is it just habit? If it's habit, you can put it down. And if it's pointing at something real, you can fix that too. Either way, you don't have to just carry it.
You can put it down. That's the sentence. I've been carrying guilt like it's my job. Turns out I can just set it down. And nothing bad happens. That was the biggest surprise of my whole self-improvement era.
Now, I want to ask you something uncomfortable. Aren't you afraid people will think you're difficult? That's the fear behind a lot of this, isn't it?
Terrified, honestly. There's a voice that says if you start saying no, people will stop liking you. But here's what I've learned. People don't stop liking you because you have boundaries. They stop liking you because you stop being a doormat. And those two groups are very different. The doormat likers, they get uncomfortable when the mat stands up, but that's their adjustment to make, not yours.
So let's get practical. What does choosing yourself first actually look like day to day?
It's not traumatic at all. It's small. It's booking the day for yourself and not canceling it. It's saying, I can't tonight, without a 20-minute explanation. It's the phone on silent for an hour. It's deciding you matter enough to take the last piece of the cake, actually. Nobody claps when you do these things. That's kind of the point.
The last piece of cake. Now that's a boundary I can support. But honestly, I think the small stuff is the real stuff. Choosing yourself first isn't one big choice. It's 100 tiny ones, repeated daily.
And that's the grounded truth of this episode. Choosing yourself first isn't selfish, and it isn't a one-time event. It's a practice. And the people who love you, they'll adjust. The people who don't, they were never going to stay anyway.
They were never going to stay anyway. That's the permission slip we all needed. It's also the sentence I wish I'd heard when I was 25, crying in the office kitchen. So let's say someone listening wants to start. What's the very first tiny step?
The first step is the pause. Next time someone asks something of you, don't answer immediately. Pause and ask yourself, is this fullness or fear? Am I saying yes because I want to or because I'm scared not to? Even a 3-second pause changes everything.
A 3-second pause. That's so simple and so hard because our default is to say yes before we even hear the question.
Exactly. The pause breaks the autopilot. And after the pause, you get to choose. And choosing, even once, is the start of choosing yourself.
Okay, and I think we're ready for the words. You know what time it is. Time for Word Tour. For anyone new, this is where we slow down and take a proper look at the best words and phrases from today's conversation. And today's crop is perfect because these are words you'll use every single week.
And today's crop is perfect for this topic. First word, put yourself first. It means to make your own needs a priority before other people's. Example, after years of saying yes to everyone, she finally started putting herself first.
And my example, I used to feel selfish putting myself first. Now I see it as maintenance. Notice the shift. Put yourself first isn't about ignoring others. It's about not ignoring yourself. And it's the phrase that sounds selfish until you try it, and then it sounds like survival. Second word, set boundaries.
It means to decide what you will and won't accept from other people. Example, he set boundaries with his family. No phone calls after 9. And mine, setting boundaries felt rude at first. Now they're the reason I still like my job.
Third word, take time for yourself. It means to make space in your life for rest or hobbies, just for you. Example, she takes time for herself every Sunday morning. No phone, no plans.
And mine, I used to feel guilty taking time for myself. Now I schedule it like a meeting. If it's in the calendar, it's real. If it's a vague hope, it never happens. Fourth word, feel guilty.
It means to feel bad because you think you've done something wrong. Example, I feel guilty every time I say no to my mother. And remember what we said, sometimes that guilt is a lie.
And mine, he felt guilty taking a day off, even though he'd earned it. Feel guilty is the phrase that runs this whole topic. Learn it, name it, and you can start checking it.
And the last one, burnout.
It means to become completely exhausted, physically and emotionally, from too much pressure. Example, she burned out after years of working 60-hour weeks. It's not just tiredness, it's your system saying stop.
5 words. Put yourself first, set boundaries, take time for yourself, feel guilty, burn out. Now, my favorite part, say it better. For anyone new, we take a basic sentence, admit it's perfectly fine, and then upgrade it.
Sentence 1, the basic version. I always do things for other people before I do things for me. And honestly, nothing wrong with this sentence. It's clear, it's correct, and everyone will understand you. But it's also a whole paragraph of apology. We can do better.
But say it better, I never put myself first. See the upgrade? Put yourself first from our word tour is the natural idiomatic way to say it. It's shorter, it's punchier, and it's exactly what a native speaker would say.
Next, basic. I need to tell people what I can't accept. Totally fine, but say it better. I need to set some boundaries.
Set boundaries, word tour word, is the modern, natural phrase for it. Tell people what I can't accept is an explanation. Set boundaries is a decision. It also sounds confident, exactly how you want to feel.
Next, basic. I need some time alone to relax. Nothing wrong with it, but say it better. I need to take time for myself.
Take time for yourself. Word for word makes it a deliberate act, not a need you apologize for. It's the phrase people use when they've decided they matter enough to rest. And that's the whole episode in 3 words.
Next, basic. I feel bad when I say no. Clear and correct, but say it better. I feel guilty when I say no.
Feel guilty, word tour word, is more precise than feel bad. Bad is vague. Guilty names the exact feeling, and naming it is the first step to checking whether it's real or just old training.
And the last one? Basic. I'm very tired because I do too much. Perfectly good, but say it better. I'm heading for burnout.
Burnout, word tour word, is the word the whole world is using now. It's stronger than very tired. It describes a real condition, and it gets people's attention. 5 upgrades, 5 word tour words. That's the system.
And now, back to the test from the start of the show. The 3 questions. Let's do them again, Jake.
I was afraid you'd say that. Go on.
Question 1. A friend asks you to help them move on your day off. What do you say?
I say no. I say, I can't this weekend, but I can help next Saturday. And here's the thing. The friend will survive. The world will survive. And my day for myself finally happens. It took me 30 years to learn that sentence, and it took 3 seconds to say.
You said no. Question 2. You're exhausted, and someone asks for a favor. What do you say?
I'm too drained to do that well right now. Ask me tomorrow. No resentment, no guilt, no emotional journey. Just a boundary politely held.
And question 3. The big one. When was the last time you did something just for you, without feeling guilty?
This morning, I made coffee, sat in the quiet, and read for 20 minutes with no guilt at all. It felt like a small revolution.
And that's the point of the whole test. Not that you'll never say yes again, but that your yes becomes a choice instead of a reflex. You're not becoming a person who says no. You're becoming a person whose yes actually means something.
Exactly. The goal isn't to become selfish. It's to make every yes real, given freely, not extracted. And that's the deepest version of choosing yourself. You stop being a machine that says yes and start being a person who chooses.
And that's the phrase I'm taking with me today, a small revolution. Choosing yourself first isn't one big dramatic moment. It's a small revolution, repeated every day until it becomes normal.
And the phrase I'm taking? You can put the guilt down. I've been carrying it for years like it was my job. Turns out I can just set it down, and nothing bad happens. That's the whole episode in one sentence.
And for everyone listening who's the yes person, the reliable one, the helper, the one who never says no, this one's for you. Your needs count too, and the people who love you will understand. The ones who don't, they were never going to stay anyway.
And if this episode felt useful, or if you laughed at my failed test at the start, consider subscribing to the podcast. It's free. It keeps these conversations alive. And honestly, your comments are the highlight of our week.
We really do read them, and they genuinely make our week. So tell us, when did you last put yourself first? What did it cost you, or what did it give you? We'd love to hear your story in the comments.
And one small challenge before we go. This week, do one thing just for you, with no guilt, no explanation, no apology. A walk, a bath, an hour with a book. That's it. One small revolution.
And with that, take care, keep learning, keep speaking. And remember, you can't pour from an empty cup. Fill yours first.
Fill yours first. That's the last line of the episode because nothing can follow it. Bye, everyone.
Bye, everyone. And the next time someone asks something of you, pause and ask yourself, is this fullness or fear? Your answer matters.
See you next time, everyone. And may your boundaries be firm, your guilt be small, and your cup be full. Take care.